Welcome back, friends. I have to admit something real. When I see colleagues posting about an event that either I couldn't make due to schedule or I chose not to because of cost, I get FOMO. And then as I see more people I know post about it, I actually get annoyed, like it's being rubbed in my face. I know they're not trying to do that, but it feels like that. The captions are always about how this event was life-changing. And I say to myself, how is 2 or 3 days actually life-changing? But to be honest, when I go to an in-person event, I know that it does make a lasting impression and forever memory because there is nothing like in person. This past weekend, I went to my third bellfest. Now, bellfest isn't a continuing fitness education event where it's only industry people. It's a super fun weekend of kettlebell and kettlebell adjacent classes where coaches and fitness enthusiasts come together. We learn, we chat, we hang out, we play with movement. You don't have to take the all day long classes. You kind of pick and choose what you like. And people come from all over: Mexico, New Jersey, Missouri, just Nashville. There's another place that a lot of people were coming from, just all over. And we come together twice a year. And the vibe is just happy and supportive. At the Austin Bellfest that just happened this past weekend, it was my second opportunity to teach in front of 100 to 150 people. And that is an honor, a little scary also, to be in front of colleagues and fitness enthusiasts and with that kind of a size of a room. And here's the thing that I don't talk enough about. What makes it scary for me is that I'm actually an introvert. My tendency is to actually not want to go to things. And there's always real friction involved. I got to first buy the Bellfest ticket, so knowing I'm setting aside that entire weekend, book flights, find housing, decide who we're going to house with, prep the actual workout that I might be teaching, and then practice to make sure that I'm not going in cold. And then there's the first night welcome drinks. Walk into a room full of people and knowing you've got to turn it on. And the hard part for me every single time before it happens is thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to walk into that room. But the thing is, once I'm there, it all dissolves. I walk into the space, see the first person I know, say hello, and start talking. And what I know now, after doing this enough times, is that I have people there I really like, people I didn't get to talk to enough last time and want more time with. After Bellfest weekend was over, a coach named Dave reached out because we have the same age group client demographic. And he's like, oh, we crisscross a lot. And we just never really got to connect this weekend because there actually just isn't enough time. And then there's Coach Anthony, who I've actually worked out with outside of Bellfest when he was visiting his family in Staten Island. Oh, he's so talented. And this weekend, I didn't get a chance to hang out with him and do rope flow with him. This guy just knows he rope flows, he animal flows, all that kind of stuff. It's only a weekend, and there just isn't enough time to touch base and connect with everyone. But what I want to emphasize is that this is what in-person does. It creates the next reason for why you want to show up. So what I would tell my pre-event self, the one standing outside the welcome drinks, who's a little nervous right before she walks in, think about all the times you've been nervous and you showed up anyways. With your enthusiastic, joyous self, you will be fine. And I always am, and you will be too. Now let's talk about the connections, because this is really what I want to chat with you about. Shauna and I met in a fitting room Zoom class a few years ago. We both love Coach Eric Salvador, Dale Elston's advanced kettlebell classes. She comments on my Instagram stories constantly, and by her comments, I can tell we align. We have a lot in common and have exchanged dozens of DMs. And she came out to Bellfest to take my class. We went to have dinner together a few days later, and that's when I found out we both love paper books. We love the same kind of fiction. I'm reading A Man Called Ove right now, and she had asked if I'd read any books by Frederick Bachman, and I squealed. She then asked about The Women by Kristen Hanna, and I squealed again. We talked about how we love to read about India, and she suggested The White Tiger. That doesn't happen in a DM. That happens during real life conversations when one subject leads to another. And then there's Claudia, who is a coach in her 50s. We'd been connected online, been to the same bellfest events, just never actually, crisscrossed while we were there together. Well, this time we did for about 10 minutes outside, sitting in the sun. I found out that she's Colombian, thinking about opening her own studio, lives upstate near Danbury, Connecticut. Had a lot of questions for her. And by the end of the conversation, she was telling me, if you ever come to Colombia, you can stay with me and my family. Now, that's a real invitation, not a, quote, we should hang out sometime comment under an Instagram post. And then there's always the flip side, because it does go both ways. Back in my jewelry design days, when Twitter was just starting out and I was active on it, there was a woman in the jewelry community who was always engaging online, funny, dynamic, always posting great content. And then we met at a Twitter meetup in person. So flat and boring, not at all like the person or persona she was on Twitter. And here's the thing, we can all like the same things, fitness, books, kettlebells, but whether we vibe and appreciate each other as humans, that can only be felt in person. The nuance, the sparkle, the magnetism that only real people can give off. AI cannot even make that up. And that's how real friendships and real colleague connections are built. So if you're saying no to in-person because of money, that's a legit reason. But it might help to think about prioritize future spending differently. Instead of buying another disposable workout outfit, you could also set aside money for experiences and in-person events. And if we're saying no because of time, this is where you can think of it as an investment for a future payoff, but not even like, I even hate that word payoff. You're investing in relationships and your industry friendships. It's just not possible to stay truly connected online only. It's just not. So this is a reminder to make this year about yes as much as you can. Say yes to invitations, live events. Thanks for listening and being open to saying yes to things that come across your path that aren't always comfortable. If you've enjoyed this episode, if you don't mind leaving a rating or review, it helps me so much. I look forward to chatting with you next week.
I'm Coach Tina. For more information about how to work with me, head to ironstrongfitness.com and send me a message. I'll see you next time.